The old mansion stood at the edge of town, its once grand architecture now weathered by the relentless passage of time. Its crumbling facade whispered tales of a bygone era, a time when opulence and grandeur graced every room. Yet, hidden within the labyrinth of forgotten hallways and decaying chambers, a secret waited to be unveiled, a forgotten room that time had erased from the mansion's history. My curiosity was piqued when I inherited the mansion from a distant relative I barely knew. The will hinted at the existence of a concealed room, a chamber lost to memory and purposefully omitted from any property records. The elusive nature of this hidden space beckoned me, and as I explored the cavernous halls of my newfound inheritance, I became determined to uncover the mysteries it held. The journey through the mansion was a venture into the past, each creaking floorboard and faded wallpaper whispering tales of lives once lived. Dust-laden chandeliers hung from the ceiling like forgotten memories, casting feeble light upon my quest for the elusive room. The air was thick with the scent of decay, a tangible reminder of the mansion's slow descent into obscurity. After weeks of meticulous exploration, I stumbled upon a peculiar discovery, a narrow door tucked away behind a moth-eaten tapestry. It was a door that seemed to defy the geometry of the mansion, as if it led to a space not accounted for in the architectural plans. My heart quickened as I turned the tarnished doorknob, anticipation mingling with trepidation. The door opened with a reluctant groan, revealing a dimly lit corridor that stretched into the unknown. Dust motes danced in the air like ethereal spectres, and a faint chill settled over my skin. I cautiously stepped into the forgotten passageway, guided only by the dim glow filtering through the cracks in the aged walls. The corridor seemed to stretch on endlessly, twisting and turning in ways that defied the mansion's exterior dimensions. The air became heavier, pregnant with the weight of forgotten secrets. As I pressed forward, I felt a sense of displacement, as though the laws of space and time had succumbed to the whims of this hidden realm. Eventually, the corridor opened into a room, a forgotten room that surpassed the grandeur of any other space within the mansion. It was a chamber untouched by the hands of time, frozen in an era long gone. The walls were adorned with faded tapestries depicting scenes of opulence and revelry. Dust-covered furniture stood as silent witnesses to an age of elegance, draped in moth-eaten velvet and adorned with tarnished silver. In the center of the room stood an ornate vanity, a looking-glass framed by intricate carvings. As I approached, a reflection gazed back at me, an image distorted by the patina of time. The room seemed to breathe with a quiet energy, as if it held the whispers of forgotten conversations and the echoes of laughter that had long faded. Drawn to the vanity, I opened its delicate drawers, revealing a collection of yellowed letters bound by ribbon. The correspondence spoke of a bygone era, a time when the mansion was a hub of social gatherings and soirees. The letters hinted at a secret society that gathered in the hidden room, an enclave where the wealthy and powerful exchanged secrets shielded from prying eyes. As I immersed myself in the letters, a peculiar sound echoed through the room, a soft melody as if played on a long-forgotten piano. The notes seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, weaving through the tapestries and furniture. It was a haunting melody that carried the melancholy of a bygone era, a serenade that transcended the boundaries of time. Intrigued, I continued to explore the forgotten room. A fireplace, long, cold, and covered in cobwebs, bore witness to countless tales of whispered confidences and clandestine meetings. A collection of aging books lined the shelves, their spines cracked and their pages brittle. The room, suspended in an eternal twilight, exuded an air of both nostalgia and foreboding. As the evening deepened, I became aware of a spectral presence, a whisper in the shadows, an unseen companion in this forgotten sanctum. The air seemed charged with the energy of the past, and the room pulsed with an ethereal glow. I felt the weight of the secrets embedded in the walls, secrets that begged to be acknowledged and released from the confines of time. With trepidation, I addressed the unseen presence. "Who are you?" I whispered into the stillness. The room responded with a gentle sigh, as if the very walls held the answer to a question left hanging for centuries. As I delved deeper into the room's mysteries, I uncovered a portrait hidden beneath a tattered curtain. The painting depicted a woman, her eyes alive with a sadness that transcended the canvas. The same haunting melody played softly in the background, echoing the melancholic tale that unfolded in the letters and whispers of the forgotten room. The woman, it seemed, had been the mistress of the mansion during a time of societal constraints and unspoken boundaries. Her forbidden love affair with a prominent figure had been the catalyst for the clandestine meetings that took place in the hidden chamber. The whispers of the room held fragments of their stolen moments, a love that defied the conventions of their era. As the narrative unfolded, the spectral presence in the room intensified. I could almost feel the woman's sorrow, the weight of her unfulfilled desires lingering in the air. The haunting melody became a lament for a love that had withered in the shadows, a requiem for a passion confined to the clandestine sanctuary of the forgotten room. Driven by an inexplicable compulsion, I decided to honor the woman's memory. I restored the room to its former glory, meticulously cleaning the dust-covered tapestries and polishing the tarnished silver. The fireplace crackled to life, casting a warm glow upon the forgotten space. The notes of the piano wove through the air, and the woman's portrait now hung in plain view, her eyes no longer obscured by a curtain of neglect. The spectral presence seemed to sigh with gratitude, as if the acknowledgement of the past had lifted a burden that had lingered for centuries. The room, once shrouded in the darkness of neglect, now radiated with a quiet luminescency, a testament to the transformative power of remembrance. As I spent more time in the forgotten room, I felt a profound connection to the woman in the portrait. It was as if her spirit had become intertwined with mine, a shared existence that bridged the gap between past and present. The haunting melody, once a melancholic echo, transformed into a bittersweet serenade, a reminder that the ghosts of history could find solace in the acknowledgement of their stories. The mansion, once a relic of forgotten elegance, now stood as a monument to a love that had weathered the sands of time. The forgotten room became a sanctuary, a space where the boundaries between the living and the departed blurred into a harmonious coexistence. The spectral whispers, now gentle and reassuring, guided me through the tapestry of the past, offering insights into lives that had left an indelible mark on the mansion's history. As I embraced the ethereal connection with the forgotten room, I realized that its mysteries had become a part of me. The mansion, once an empty vessel of faded memories, now echoed with the laughter and confidences shared within its hidden chambers. And as I stood in the twilight of the forgotten realm, bathed in the soft glow of memories long past, I understood that the secrets of the past could be both haunting and redemptive, a delicate dance between the shadows and the light that lingered within the hallowed walls of the old mansion.